IDATER started in 1988, and it was to support emerging research agendas in relation to design education. It was particularly important in that the national curriculum was starting in the UK in 1990, and it was intended to support teachers and professionals who were seeking to engage in research. IDATER Online is maintaining the traditions of IDATER, but looking at particular topics and allowing a debate to emerge in relation to those. So people are being invited to put papers or case studies onto the website and to engage in discussion either online or at a real event which will be organised towards the end of each conference.
Action research in a schools context is about small-scale intervention in your teaching, examination of it, and the development of curriculum and practice. It differs from normal curriculum development in terms of the rigour that's applied. This is typified by the depth of preparation that would normally go into it, triangulation of data collection techniques to get different perspectives on that, and then publication particularly so that you're gaining feedback from peers, again to improve the rigour, and of course to then disseminate that data to the wider audience of professionals out there. The significance of action research to any field of education is that action research uses the principles of grounded theory rather than top-down imposed models of pedagogical theory. It means that each piece of research builds on top of each other, and practitioners can actually build theory from the ground level up rather than having it imposed. Of course, action research has got a long history dating back to the 1930s. It has been used a great deal in education in all subjects, but the advent of the national curriculum really imposed a top-down mode of thinking in the teaching profession, and it really is time that practitioners took control back about what's in the curriculum, how it's taught themselves. Action research enables this process. Particularly important is the fact that we now have modern means of communication through the World Wide Web, which enable this to be done easily and effectively. Now that means that each piece of action research in its own may be quite small, but add them together and they build and build and build until you've got a field of data which really is powerful and enables new theory to develop.
An M-level PGCE course is about providing teacher trainees from the start of their training the ability to think about what they're doing. It's to gain experience on reflecting on their practice. As a result of this, they will leave during their first part of their training with a PGCE as a postgraduate certificate, that's at M-level, as distinct from a professional graduate certificate, which is at H-level. They of course also leave with qualified teacher status. M-level research is part of science or design education because it allows trainees to critically reflect through action research on what's happening in their classroom. In the past few years, teachers have been subjected to a lot of policymaker change. They have to be more accountable to their learners and to policymakers. The best way of achieving this is to engage in the research of what they're doing in the classroom, to provide the data, and to report on what is effective and what's not effective.
IDATER can support science and design and technology students in that it offers them an opportunity to share their research or their work with a wider audience. Conventionally, what's happened in the past is that the students have submitted their work to their tutor, the tutor has marked it and returned it to the student. Now they have the opportunity to share their findings with students in other parts of the country and in fact other parts of the world. Students of science or design and technology can get involved in this first of all by registering online. They're invited to read existing papers and make comments on what they think about the papers themselves. As they become more experienced and develop more confidence, they're invited to present papers of their own which can be shared as the ones they've seen with a wider audience.
People have looked at literacy and numeracy and articulacy in a curriculum context, but they've not looked at graphicacy, and it seems to be something of an omission. So it's important to understand how graphicacy is developed and how it relates to design modelling, what's important for design education. Another topic which people are interested in is grounded theory and how that applies to design education. So certainly those topics, but there's always the opportunity of starting an IDATER online conference event on any topic that actually is of current interest and can support research in this area. For IDATER Online to be successful, we need to bring together contributions from as many people as possible. So it's good to get comments from everybody, from practicing teachers, from students, from researchers, at the real event at the end, and eventually the book that's published again will go out to review. But it's good to get participation all the way through that process. So we're really keen that people get involved and they register for the conference and they comment on the papers that are there, and that will make it active and help to build an online community.